What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the study hall. Today we will be talking about a special little topic. I got asked this on my YouTube, as you see what I'm hovering over my hand, or Lizard King will put it up whatever way they do, on how to properly handle a character crisis. We will be going over how my personal process of what I decide to do when I'm going over a character crisis. This is going to be a small little intro to team building as well, intro to shells and such, because a lot of these ideals and philosophies go in together when you're deciding how it is you're trying to build and pilot a team. We're going to start off by going over to the character select screen, and today I will be using Piccolo as the basis of my team, because he is the basis of my team so far, right? So let's say I wanted to build a team around Piccolo. So what is it that Piccolo wants to do? If we were to go in game, Piccolo, he is a rushdown character, but his neutral is a lot weaker. So he would prefer to, his game plan, the way he wins is by either one touching the character by hitting with a medium starter, or in 0.5 bars with 1 assist. Is very strong, is something that can be used later into the game, which means we have the option of using Piccolo later into the game. And because of active tag, we can also bring him in early in the game to get that game plan started right away if we wanted some Oki, right? That transitions into the next topic. He's a rushdown character who feeds off of one touching a character or using strong Oki to beat them across the head with mix-up after mix-up on wake-up until they either spark to get off the situation or die. That's his game plan. He beats you by knocking you down and running pressure on you, or calling out like a reflect or something like that. But I think that's more of a secondary game plan. So how do we enable this? Well, how does Piccolo get into this scenario? He either needs to have a bar in order to spin Hell Zone in order to use that to cover all of the wake-up options and then do a mix-up afterwards, or he needs to have you knocked down again to put up an orb and then try to run a mix-up from there. So both of those scenarios where Piccolo is in his best situation is at the end of a knockdown situation. So we should look for characters that enable a knockdown for Piccolo. The next character we're going to pick up is Broly. So this character, the reason why I'm picking him with Piccolo is because of synergy. He has a lot of synergy that goes in line with Piccolo, and on top of that, he is a character with good neutral. So he's a good complement to Piccolo as well. Piccolo's a rushdown character who wants to try to get in and run the mix-up. Broly is a neutral-based character that can also use strike throw pressure. So anytime he gets in, he can beat that over the head with somebody, or he can try to stay back and zone them out. And because of active tag, if Broly gets a hit, he can then throw you and have Piccolo come in for active tag in order to enable that entire situation we were talking about before. And then the biggest thing is this kind of an attachment over to the whole active tag, bringing the character in. With Broly's level 1, if Broly does his level 1 and Piccolo does it right after, Broly enables Piccolo to get a Dragon Rush at the end of supers, which means whatever third character we pick, we can bring in Piccolo to our best situation, what we were talking about before. So Broly is giving us a lot of good synergy with the character that we're trying to enable. And on top of that, when Piccolo's on point, Broly's A assist gives him the Hellzone grenade and his C assist as well, if we were so inclined to try to choose that. There's a lot of different scenarios to enable Piccolo to do the one game plan and do it well. So on the flip side, how do we tie this all up? We have the character that we're trying to build around, and then we have a character that has some good synergy with the character we're building around. This is also known as a shell, just two characters that complement each other very well. And if we were looking for a third character, we're looking for a third character that complements the shell of these two. Since their Oki happens in the corner, we're looking for a character with either a lot of corner carry, maybe a super that has corner carry. There are a couple of examples of characters that do this. Janemba is an excellent pick. Janemba right here has a super that takes them all the way to the corner, so you can do the DHC synergy we were talking about. It costs 3 bars. Somebody like Android 21, she brings her own Oki to the table, and on top of that, the way her dive kicks are set up, she can combo into both orbs and then bring in Piccolo while also enabling her own game plan. So she's more of a solo functionality character, but inside of that solo functionality is some nice inherent synergy that keeps everything all nice and tight together, while also complementing the rest of the team by covering the middle of the screen. Nobody on the team has good Oki at the middle of the screen, but 21 has a whole mix-up, like her whole entire game plan starts at the middle of the screen. So we're covering another area that we have. Not to mention it's another anchor on the team as well, so we don't have to anchor with Piccolo. If Broly were to fall, we have another character that we can rely on for anchoring. Maybe you want to go something like this. Maybe you want to go Jita. He has good synergy with Piccolo because he gets 2 levels off of the level up system that he has, and those 2 levels go into the level 7 to try to take out a character. If you wanted to bunker down on winning the game from the very start, Gogeta might be the best choice for you. We also have Gotenks if you want it, because this is just diverging the game plan between Piccolo. Now Piccolo doesn't need to only be the one running the Oki. Sometimes Piccolo's going to be a little hurt, and it's going to be very hard to tag him in that best case scenario we were talking about, because if you maybe the risk versus reward is in your favor, maybe you're fighting characters who are good against Piccolo's Oki or something of the sort. So being able to split that off into somebody else and then be able to rely on someone else for Oki might be good as well. So yeah, this is basically the gist. You're just going around and you're seeing how it is that you want to close out the rest of the team. Let's look at a different character. Let's do random. All right, Adult Gohan. Let's see how we enable Adult Gohan, right? He wants to do the level up system. His neutral is okay, but he really beats you by pressuring you, getting the level 3, doing 50-50s to you, left, rights, and such like that. So he wants to be mid-screen later in the game, but even in the corner, he can still do some pretty strong mix-ups since he can do high-low pressure with like super dash assist, stuff like that. He has access to a fuzzy after level 3, and that's what we're really going to be relying on. So anybody that can help him set up the fuzzy is going to be really crucial for the team. So how would we enable this? I would say Gogeta. Be very similar thinking to the whole Piccolo and Broly thing. This is a character that complements Gohan's game plan very well. If Gogeta does a super and then Gohan does it right after, Gohan could get a Dragon Rush, which makes the Oki a lot better for him. So not only does he get a level, he gets a safe level into a Dragon Rush until like stable knockdown pressure, so he doesn't just have to do a level up right away. Now that we have this, and that means because Gohan's neutral is also weaker, we could bring him in off of a character who's known for two-touching. And how would we round out this team? Gohan has weaker Oki, Gogeta is pretty committal in neutral, so somebody like Vegito could round this out really nicely. Since we have split finger shot now to cover the weak neutral for Gohan, we can also cover Gogeta in neutral as well and make him play a little low committal, a lot more low commit. There are a lot of options for assists here. I think Jet Upper might be the best one for them, at least these two. So now Vegito gets to fly around the screen with his kicks and do cross-ups with the Jet Uppercut. He can also enable Gohan by himself, because if he does light legs, he can bring in Gohan to get a Dragon Rush. After that Dragon Rush, Gohan will be able to level up right there. The Oki won't be the best, but it's more important that Gohan, it has ways of getting into the game, getting a level up. And in a best case scenario, Vegito's using this opportunity to kill someone, so maybe even Gohan to get like 2 levels and then go into Vegito, then go into Gogeta and even kill the character. So that's like the best case scenario. Let's try it one more time. We'll build around Nappa. He likes specific assists in order to set up his Cyberman mix-ups. So we want to find assists that keeps people on the ground. So something maybe Piccolo B. Who's the best character for Nappa though to really set up his assists? Maybe somebody like Jiren A. This is kind of a hard one for me. I don't really know the assist that he would want. Yamcha? Maybe Yamcha A will be a good assist since it keeps them on the ground. So he basically wants an assist that keeps them on the ground so he can set up the restand properly. So characters that hit them, keep them grounded while they're being hit. Maybe Krillin for the rock assist, because that gives some strong neutral behind Nappa, so he can be able to not only set up his mix-ups, but he just has a lot more stable neutral. His neutral tends to be a bit weaker. So yeah, maybe we can find somebody like Gotenks as well. I believe Gotenks can do the spin in order to bring Nappa in and try to get a mix-up as well. This would also round out the Oki like we were saying with Piccolo. Yeah, this one is a bit harder for me if I'm being completely honest with you. Yeah, I would probably pick Krillin for the strong neutral assist, and none of these assists keep them grounded, so maybe Vengeful Shout. So now we have a beam and we have a... So I decided to go to neutral route with Nappa. We have one strong assist that can auto win neutral for us, and we have one assist that can set up the whole pressure for him, and it's also adding some healing to the team as well. Maybe the A assist will be the best. I think this looks pretty good. Let's do one more so that I could feel a bit more confident in. Master Roshi. I think Roshi is somebody who's complimenting other characters more than we're complimenting himself, but let's try to do it. So what is something that Roshi would like? He would like an assist that allows him to combo off of the anti-air grab, like an assist that has some pretty good block stun to enable the left-right pressure with him mid-screen. I believe they buffed his back masterful leap, so he would be able to do like 50-50s in the corner as well. So maybe we could find something that does that as well. So we want something that combos. Actually, let's find another character that can abuse Roshi as well. So this isn't building as much into Roshi. This is like more so just diverging what it is we're doing. But Gogeta is an excellent partner for Roshi. Gohan is also an excellent partner for Roshi. I think Gogeta might be a little better because his neutral's a bit stronger, so it might be a little easier to use the B assist. But yeah, I think this is an excellent assist for Gogeta because he gets 2 levels off of it. He also gets his fuzzy mix up right away. So yeah, I think that can be a wise choice to really abuse that B assist if we would decide to go to B assist route. And then to round it all out, we would want another character who could use the B assist pretty good, but also enable Roshi in a way as well. So maybe Vegito as well. We can use a Vegito. We can use a Majin 21. Just a solid anchor, because we don't have a solid anchor choice right here. So yes, we have this. We have Gogeta, who's abusing the B assist, and then we have Majin 21, who is giving some solid neutral control. Roshi doesn't lack full screen options, but his Ki Blast doesn't reach all the way full screen, so it's nice to have something that can go a bit further into that range that he can't immediately reach. And he can also try to get a combo off of it as well. That's going to be it for myself. I hope that this came across really nicely and it all makes sense for you guys. That's how I would attack a character crisis, by first targeting the character that we're trying to enable, or the strategy. In the cases of a shell, sometimes there's a certain strategy that you like, that you really want to try to make the most out of. So you start off with the character or the shells or the strategy that you're trying to enable, and then you try to find characters that complement it and cover the weaknesses of said strategy, or even enable the strengths of the strategy and make it more versatile in some sort of way. So yep, that's how I would cover a character crisis. So thank you guys so much for reaching on in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Remember to never stop learning.
We're never done learning. It's never over.